Welcome back to a little recap video. In this video we will look at, is Hycroft mining now really knifing? What is GNS doing? Is NIO already at its bottom now? Has BLNK still a chance? What is SAVA doing? Is fuel still going up? And one last thing, is open now squeezing? If you're interested, just stay tuned. As always, I am using this method here. I will link the explanation video at the end of this video, or you just search for the Fractal method on my YouTube channel. Okay, let's start with Hycroft mining. So, Hycroft mining, we only have a bearish version here. Means for Hycroft mining, this fractal is finished on November 16, 2023. We already did our high low, and in my opinion, we're still looking or already have the peak of A. So all in all, it doesn't matter if you use my method or you just use the symmetry tracking, where you take this path pattern here, flip it to here and read it from right to left. That would mean it would look like this, which is quite perfect. And we're still looking for this knife. For my tracking, whenever we got our peak here, we're taking from the absolute low to the peak our 0.5. This would be just A. And our target is 680-ish. Then you will bounce. Your B would be at 90. Then you would do this here, would go sideways. And the only question is, are you breaking all-time highs or not? But you still have to do this drop. So how do we know if we already got our top or not? Well, I said already last time, we still have to wait for the lower high. That means this could easily be our peak and our A now. And it would already be in our L, yeah? Our lower high. For this, we are not allowed to break. We're not allowed to break over 636. No, 30.63. So otherwise, this is your new high NC. So that's why I would recommend just wait. If we reject something here again, this would be confirmation. Yeah. For where we could be. Well, the thing is, if you look here, we are tracking this knife. In that case, we have two options. First, the last time I said we got the peak, which was wrong, we would have been here. We did this one, and now we are here. So we would still do this lower high, and then we knife. Or we did this, fall down, and we still have to do this all. That's why it's better to wait for the confirmation that we got the lower peak. Yeah. Or you just don't play the downside at all and just wait for the 0.5. I think that's the most easiest way to do it. Whatever we are doing here, just wait for $6-7 and the bounce, and then just play the upside. But all in all, this still looks absolutely perfect. Okay, for levels, I can't give you levels here because, of course, when we make a new high, we make a new high. For downsides, it should really nice. In Hycroft mining, it doesn't make sense to give you levels. Okay, next one, GNS. So for GNS, we have two versions, a bullish one and a bearish one. For both versions, the first fractal is finished. It was finished with April 2025, and now are coming the two versions. We start with the with the bearish one. That means here's our V, and this whole thing is just higher low. I'm still a little bit fighting with me with this version, just because we're already over the trend line. We already did a higher low. The only problem I have is if you look at the past, you always have your V, higher low, massive run. V, higher low, massive run. V, higher low, massive run. On all the runs you had the same. You quite never had a V, higher low, A pullback run. Yeah, you never had it. The only thing I can say against that is we also never saw the real bull run on GNS, because GNS opened, IPO'd at its top. So the only thing we see is the pullback to V. We never saw the A or the B. So it could easily be because this is the new fractal that GNS is doing an A pullback, B pullback, C. So, okay, it's not everything doom and gloom. So to stay for the bearish variant would mean still this is higher low, this whole thing. In that case, you still have to come down. Yeah. In that case, here is your A from the higher low. That means this is your A bottom. Means you still have to come lower, even if it's only 1 cent under 30 cents. My time frame for this is 12th of February to 26th of February. Means you will go down, in my opinion, till February 13. Hit your mark at 30 cents, doing a little micro higher low, and then you go. Where would you go? I mean, if this is higher low, your A would still be around 4 or 5, your B around 6, 7, and then the only question is, are you breaking all-time highs or not? If we still stay bullish, well, then this was your V. This is your higher low of the old fractal. You broke out, you are out of the trend line. You're making, this is already your A. You're making an A pullback. The A pullback is normally a 0.5, which we did here. We knifed under it, but we bounced, so still perfect. And since then, same like many other tickers, we added a micro higher low, which, let's zoom in, which also ended already on December 31st in a V and A. Yeah. So, two ways. First of all, we may add another higher low, tiny micro higher low to the micro higher low to the higher, you know, that would mean your target is still 60 cents, just this here. And then you go. Yeah. For this, the time frame would be February 12th, would be B, peak, or already C peak, if we really doing something stupid. And February 25 would already be the pullback. Yeah. Otherwise, this, if can we look at the lower time frames? Let's look at 5 minutes. Isn't helping. Isn't helping. So yeah, I think we still have to do this. If not, for levels in general, If you go over 83 cents, bullish. If you go over $1.49, forget any alternative, you go up. Same time, if you go under 55 cents, you will go down. Yeah, you will do till February, you will go down, you will go to your 30 cents, and then we start again. Yeah, but I really have to say, I'm tending more to this is A. With the rules, it makes more sense. But let's see what next week is giving us. Next one, a NIO. So for NIO, we also have two versions, a bullish and a bearish one. But for both versions, we are already in our big C. We already finished B and A. So let's zoom in. Let's start with the bullish version because it's the more unlikely one in my opinion. You have your V here, high or low, broke out of the trend line, did your A pullback. For this, you have here your 0.5. We are dancing on it right now. For the bullish version, this is your T. And that would mean you have to bounce now. Yeah? My time frame is January 12 to January 22. And in that case, because technically the T is finished because it started here and we already made a lower low, so perfect. That would mean, in my opinion, from next Monday on till January 22, you will just do a little micro high low. And you would break out on January 22-ish. Yeah? Your next targets would be for B16. If this is true, this is your A low. That means if we go up here, pull back, and then the only question is, no, there's not a question because you have to break at least $67. So at least, let's say $80 for your C, because C has to be higher than B. That's the bullish version. The bearish version, it's not really bearish. It just takes not even longer. It's the same time frame. In that case, you still need your V and A. I know I always say A is normally pulling back to a 0.5. I will show in a second why. The thing is, I still think we need our V and A. The V and A is at 4.38. Yeah, here's our A button. So I think from tomorrow on, we will knife down. I mean, knife, it's only 6%. Till January 22. So 4.36 would be enough. Or we really do the breakout retest. Yeah, then it's $4. Yeah. Then a little micro higher low, and then you do the same shit. Why I'm thinking that? Well, because we did that in 2019, 2020. So here on the left side is now. Here on the right side is October 2019 till March 2020. And if you look, you have here V, higher low, run. This would have what was our A, head and shoulders, V under A. This is the perfect V under A. Then little higher low, and then we got this one. Yeah, that's why I think we still have to come lower than this, but maybe not. To clarify this, 4 levels. So everything over 579 is bullish. Everything over 627 and the alternative is dead. To the downside, okay. if we go under 437, we did V and A. And if we break under 339, something is terribly wrong. And I don't see that. All in all, it's still looking fucking great. Okay, next one is BLNK. So for BLNK, we have also two versions. The bullish one, we are already in Fractal 3. The bearish one, we are still finishing, Fractal 2. Let's start with the bearish version. That means you have here your T, you have here your T. In that case, this T isn't finished, and we still have to do a new low, yeah, which would be 30 to 40 cents ish. Yeah. For the bullish version, I will zoom in a second. For the bullish version, we would be already here at the bottom, and we would now do our higher low and then this massive run. Yeah. So let's zoom in on a lower time frame. So for whatever we are doing, my time frame is last Friday, January 9th to January 16th, which sadly is working for both ways. For the bullish version, this T is finished. It's always ending where a little bit lower where it started. You can look it up. Here, this low was 2 cents lower than where it started. So technically, T is finished. As quite on every ticker I'm showing, in the bullish way, we're just adding a micro higher low. That means here's our micro higher low, A, B, C, L, which would mean I would think till January 20, we have to come down, up. This would be our M. Down, up would be our T. Down to even 1 cent under 66 cents. This would finish this higher low with a V and A, and then we can go up. Problem is, it looked way bullisher a few months ago. But the problem all in all is this tiny high low isn't a high low for all this. So in that case, I would still imagine we have to do something like this. Yeah, we won't break this trend line. And after that, we could go up. So our A in that case would be $7 for A. So you would then go up 0.5 pullback. B is at 26, and then the question is, and it's not a question because you have to break this $65. Yeah, but I mean the next thing we are tracking is we have to break this trend line. Yeah. For the bear version, well, T is not finished, and we will knife till January 20, $40-$30. That's why I'm already the opinion, if you want to play that, play only shares. It really looks better back here. Right now, dangerous. For levers, if you're doing something stupid, if you go over 144, the bearish alternative is gone. You go up. If you break under 63 cents, you will go to $40-$30 cents. Yeah. Let's see what we will see next week. Next, SAVA. So, we are only tracking this here for SAVA. Why are we tracking this here? We're only tracking this company because it's always doing this gap down, doing bullshit, gap up. Here, gap down, bullshit, gap up. Gap down, bullshit, gap up. Yeah. I said now at the start, it's a 100% risk play. Just saying. Two versions, bullish and bearish. For the bearish version means this fractal isn't finished and you will knife down from here. Yeah. In that case, you would be right now here. You will knife, make new all-time lows. The next 4 to 6 months, you will do this. And most likely in June, you have the next chance to gap fill. I'm still convinced that we will gap fill. It's just the time. For the bullish version, my time frame for the bullish version is still last Friday till January 20. So in that case, in the bullish version, here was our V on April 10. We did our higher low. We finished this higher low on December 31, first with a V and A. And now we have two probabilities. First, this thing is always gapping Monday, Friday. So if you're gapping on Monday, pre-market, perfect. Gapping up to 25, we are finished. If not, then we're just adding a higher low right now. That means we have time till January 20, that's 2 weeks. Or is it 2 weeks? 1 week. It's 1 week. That means this is your tiny higher low. Let's zoom in. That means this is already your lower high. This will become your M. You will go lower. T fell under $2.02, at least 1 cent. Doing another little higher low, and then you squeeze. Monday, the 19th of January. Yeah. There's just nothing left. Yeah. I mean, okay, if you're adding now till eternity, high low, high low, high low, high low, okay. Yeah. Otherwise, there's nothing left for this. This stock has to make a decision. Knifing to new all-time lows or gapping up. There is nothing left. So for levels, everything over 262 is bullish. Everything over 351 is confirmation and we are going up. But I don't think in that case we will see that because we are already gapping. Everything under 196 would be very bearish. And everything under 175 would be confirmation that we're going to new all-time lows. And here also the same, the completely opposite to the upside. I also think we won't see that because it would be a gap down. Yeah. I say it again, 100% risk play. Very dangerous. It could be, if you're gapping upside, a money maker like hell, or we still have to wait 6 months. Careful. Okay. Next one is FCEL. Also here, only one fractal, which was finished in May, April 2025. Whenever we are finished, our real, if you're taking my rules 1-to-1, your next target for your next A is around 800 to 1000, and your B would be around 20,000. Great, nice, perfect. Yeah, but I say that again, without a forward split, you never come up here. Just saying. If this company isn't doing a forward split, you will come up here and this line will be a rejection line. And after that, you will die. Yeah. For normal price targets, we already did our A. I will show that. Our next target is B at 160, 150-ish. So let's look on lower time frames. So here is our V. we did our higher low, finished it with a V&A, made a little higher low, yeah, same like SAVA, for example, same like GNS, yeah, always doing a big one and a small one. Also this one, finished in a V&A, and in the moment it was finished, we broke to the upside. We broke over the trend line, we made our A, we made our A pullback, perfect breakout retest, also V&A, and broke out again. And this, in my opinion, is just a little higher low of the A. We did the V under A and the finish of this higher low in after hours, and bounced, and since then we going sideways. Like I lost my, yeah. And I already said in the last videos, this was expected. We went a little bit lower as expected, but the sideways bullshit is expected. Why? Okay. So, to show this, left side is now, right side is June 2019 to December 2019. And if you compare these two, you have your V, you have your V, you make your higher low, you make your higher low, you're breaking out of the trend line, you're breaking out of the trend line, this is your A, you're making a pullback, you're making a pullback, you're breaking here again out of the trend line, doing this. Again, we came a little bit lower this time, but could just have been volatility nonsense. And then we're going sideways. And then we're going sideways. So our next confirmation is a gap up. If we see a gap up sometime here, I don't have a time frame yet, but it should be not too far out. If we see a gap up here, well, this is our next move. And our M line, where the B normally is at 160. So I expect something quick. 150, 100, 160, something in this range here is our B. And then I just, no financial advice, but you should take profit in this run. I mean, okay, if you have shares, you can wait. If you have options, you should take profit, because this could take a year minimum. Just saying. Yeah. But otherwise, it's the best looking stock I have right now. Fantastic. Okay, next and last one, Open. So Open is already in its second fractal. This one is the first one. We broke out, did our A pullback, B pullback. And also, in my opinion, the B pullback is finished now, or already since November 2025. And this is just a higher low. Next target is big C, wherever it is. Yeah. I can only measure now where the little A for the C run would be, and that would mean we don't want to break under this trend line again. That means $14. Yeah. So you would come up, little pullback, B, C. Yeah. Only thing I can measure right now. To what can you compare this? So left side is now, right side is the A pullback. The A pullback of July 2025. That means you have here your top, your lower high, you fall down to the lowest point, you fall down to the lowest point. I mean, you could also say that this, perfect. You make your higher low, which is going over your T. I don't see that often, but if you see it, it's a very significant landmark. That would mean this would be this. You fall into a higher low. You fall into a higher low. You make a last hump, which is ending in a slightly lower low. and now you broke out. So, two ways. This could be already this, and we're still looking for something like a little lower low, not a lower low, but a little pullback here, yeah. Or we are still somewhere in here. Just saying. But all in all, it doesn't matter because we are looking for this. Yeah. Right now, it's looking perfect. Only thing is, Open already burned me once because I played this. Perfect. I played this. Perfect. I played this. Perfect. And because I was overconvinced, I thought that this shit will also be a quick pullback. Well, and then it was a multi-month pullback shit. Yeah, that's why, no, I'm not playing this upside. I mean, no financial advice. I wait for the peak to short this thing. Just saying. But you can do what you want. Right. For levers. Let's look one last thing on levers. Everything over 971. Of course, we are going. Anything under 6.02 would be bearish. Everything under 564 and something is wrong. I don't see that yet, but then I really have to completely renew it. But I don't see it yet. But then something is wrong. Yeah? That would be the levels for Open. Okay. I think that was everything. As always, if you liked it, leave a like. The explanation video I will put here, playlist here. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Let's see what next week will give us. See ya.